Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show here on a beautiful Thursday here in downtown Jackson, Ohio, where it is a little crisp. Mm-hmm. We'll say crisp.
I like it.
I do too. It's nice. It's very fallish.
Yes.
Yes. And our good friend Kaylin is here from Lake Hope, and we are going to be talking about all things fall going on at Lake Hope today. And we may or may not have a surprise guest coming up. So you have to stay tuned for that as well. Mm-hmm. But first, before we get on to Kaylin and talking about Lake Hope, I did want to remind everybody, Pete won't be here today because he has to be somewhere else to cover the news. But don't forget that in downtown Jackson tonight, we are doing the Upstairs Uptown program. And that is in conjunction, of course, with the Lillian Jones Museum and 6 Cents Brewing. And that is tonight from 6:30 to 8:30. And you can either pre-register today or you can show up at the brewery tonight and get your tickets. And it's so cool because I don't know if you know about this or not.
I don't.
But they're going to, we're going to tour some of the upstairs that are not accessible to people of downtown buildings.
Ooh.
So upstairs, uptown, yeah. So like the Masonic Lodge and the old radio building, Call Auto Sales, or the old Call Auto Sales building, which actually has an opera house up there.
Oh.
It is really cool. I mean, that's worth the price of admission right there. It is so neat. There's actually, I don't want to spill all the surprises, but there's actually old playbills, like posters fixed to the wall that you can't get off of there,
wow.
of the operas that they had up there. It is really neat. The stage is there. There's like these old like toilets that have like the pull string. Like it's like a chain that you pull. Like it is so cool. It is so neat. So that is a program going to be held in downtown Jackson tonight. So get to the Lillian Jones Museum today, get your tickets, or you can sign up at 6 Cents tonight. They are $20 pre-sale and $25 at not pre-sale, I guess. And I was looking to see if there's any other details. 10 to 3 today. Or registration at the door starting at 5:30 tonight. So, yeah, just come to the brewery. We're going to start from the brewery and then walk out.
Yeah.
So, and you get 25% off of a food item if you want to come back and eat or come before and eat.
Yeah.
So there you go. So just wanted to plug that because I think that's going to be a really neat program. You know, we as humans are just nosy by nature. So
right.
This is your perfect opportunity to
Yeah, I was just thinking when you drive by, you always wonder what's up there. Like, does somebody live up there? Is there a business? Like, what exists?
Exactly.
So this is the perfect time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And these are buildings that, typically these spaces wouldn't be accessible to the public. So be nosy. We love it. Very, very good. Well, I'll tell you what, Kaylin is here. We're going to talk about Lake Hope and some of the things going on fall. I mean, fall is just the jam at Lake Hope.
Yeah.
Well, all of our, of course, parks, but it is just...
Fall is a good one.
It is so... I always go at least once a year in the fall and go up to the lodge and just take that opportunity to look around and take some pictures and stuff like that because it's just wonderful. So, all right. Well, I'll tell you what, we will be back in just a second. We do have a message and then we're going to talk with Kaylin about some of the fun things going on. So we'll be right back.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
All right, and we are back with Kaylin, and you are the naturalist, right, at Lake Hope, and quite a busy lady, and especially, see, she's busy this time of the year, where there are so many different things going on, and of course, as we can take advantage of what makes these parks so perfect, and that is their natural beauty.
Yes.
So you have that plus lots of fun stuff going on. So.
Yeah. Yes, we do. So fall is a really special time because we have two of our really big annual events happening.
Okay.
So one of them is our annual fall hike. This Saturday, it's our 46th annual hike.
Wow.
We had to take a little break for COVID, but
Yep, of course.
it's been happening for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's a really fun one. We will start that at 10 a.m.
Okay.
and we will meet at the shelter house. So it's kind of on the beach side of the lake if you're not familiar with the park. And we'll take a 3.2 mile hike on the Furnace Trail, which goes right along the shoreline for a lot of the way. Around the outside of the lake or the back side of the lake. And it's guided, so you will walk with me. We'll stop and talk about some things that we're seeing. The fall colors. Why do trees lose their leaves? We're going to talk about some of that today, too.
Yes, it's like school but fun.
Yeah, a little preview. And then at the end of the hike, our friends group and Lake Hope Lodge, the dining lodge, are going to provide a bean soup lunch with cornbread.
Stop.
And I could just eat a whole pan of that cornbread. And it just tastes that much better when you do a hike.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
yeah, it'll be great. So we'll have that, and then we just shuttle you guys back to your car, and then you're good to go. So
Fun. So about how long do you think that whole situation will be?
it's usually a couple hours long because we just take our time walking along
Just
the trail.
meander.
Yeah, we stop a few times, and then usually we start shuttling people around 12:30 or 1 o'clock back to their cars. So you can slurp down a whole bunch of bean soup really quick, or just kind of linger and talk to people. So usually we're all wrapped up around 2 o'clock.
Gotcha.
Like us, we're all cleaned up. So
And then you can be home in time to watch the Buckeyes game.
yes, when is that?
Saturday at 3:30.
Oh yeah, you're good. You're good.
I just know people surround their lives around that.
That
so,
is true. It's
yes.
very important, and I often forget that. So
Yeah, but see, two birds with one stone. You have a whole day planned already.
yeah,
Your Saturday.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I think that, all of us can get in our cars and go to Lake Hope, and we can walk that trail alone. And unfortunately, many of us miss things because we don't know what we're looking at or looking for.
Yeah.
And so when you get to go on these guided trails or hikes, you're going to fill people in or point things out that most people would never know or know to look for. I remember one of my favorite, and I remember it like it was yesterday, when I was a little brownie. Like in the brownies, I don't know how old you are then, like 7 or 8 probably, or
Yeah.
something like that. went on a hike to Lake Catherine, and our brownie leader, Ann Sheward, at the time, took us, and she did, like, we stopped and she showed all these really neat flowers and stuff, and it was just like something that I still remember it to this day. These really cool flowers I would have never noticed otherwise.
Yeah.
And so it's like stuff that now that I can look for.
Yes.
That I remember her talking about. So
See, that's nice.
yeah, it was, and it
Yeah.
was like I've been to Lake Catherine now 100,000 times. I feel like, but I still now know to look for these certain things that she pointed out. So that's what is
That's
so
my job.
neat. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
what your job is, to bring the awareness and knowledge and all of that to us. Yeah. So how fun. And fall is just such an amazing time
It is.
at our parks.
Yeah. The colors we're just starting to get into kind of the peak season.
Okay.
So there's definitely some changes because of that cooler weather with the color of the leaves on the trees. So when we do this fall hike in mid-October, it's always so beautiful when you're walking along the trails because you're
Yes.
just surrounded by this golden. It's going to be a little more green this year, but golden green, and it looks like it's going to be great weather for Saturday. So
yes.
we're just going to have nice, crisp skies and sunshine, and it's just perfect.
Yes.
Just perfect.
Absolutely. I'm sure that you're just thrilled to have, it's always great when the weather cooperates, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And it will be nice and crisp as it is today for your bean soup
Yeah.
and cornbread.
Yeah. I told somebody yesterday, it is dry still. So if it could rain at nighttime and then be like this during the day, that would be even better.
Well, and I was going to ask you, and maybe you're going to get into this in our lesson today, but does the dry weather that we've had, I assume, affects the way that the leaves turn or lack thereof turn, or, I assume that has to do with what they do?
Yes. That is one factor that plays into some of the color that we're seeing or lack of color, and also how quickly things progress.
Okay.
So perhaps you and our viewers have seen, maybe they're seeing a little bit of color that was early on and then it's gone and it's very green. So a lot of our drought intolerant species, so those trees and shrubs and plants that don't like it to be really dry like it has been,
Okay.
instead of going through this little change of color and keeping their leaves on for a long time, as they progress through their color change, whatever that is, they just sort of crisp and brown and drop.
I have a river birch at my house outside our door, and yes, that's what she's doing.
Yeah.
She's just,
Yeah.
she's like, I don't like this.
It's
like,
not
forget
pretty.
it. No.
It's very quick. Yeah.
She's just spitting those suckers right off at us. So
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why, we're not seeing some of the more vivid colors is because of the lack of moisture that we've had.
Sure.
And the timing of the moisture too. So we've had a couple rainy days in the last month, maybe. It's just
what, like one?
yeah, not
Or two.
one. So the timing of that just wasn't quite right. Everything was already kind of crisping and dropping. So had we had, some prolonged rains a little bit earlier in the season, then it would have helped with some of those species. So, that's part of,
It's nature.
yeah, that's what happens. It's part of them protecting themselves because at
Okay.
that point, leaves are a liability, and there's no reason to keep them if they're going to fall off in the next handful of weeks anyway. So
So the tree just spits its leaves off.
yeah, they'll suck back in some of that moisture, and all the nutrients and a lot of the moisture will be retained in the root system.
Okay.
That's for all of the trees and the perennial plants, the plants that come back year after year.
Sure.
So, yeah. Now, what's triggering that is the amount of sunlight that we get in the daytime.
Okay.
So everybody has noticed when they wake up in the morning that it's still dark out.
Yeah.
Some of us.
It's so bad. Isn't it so
It's the
crazy
worst,
that
it's the worst part of fall for
why
me.
is my alarm going off? It is still dark outside.
Yes, yes. So that is triggering the leaves and the other plants that, hey, we're starting to lose sunlight. We can't photosynthesize. We can't produce those sugars as much.
Okay.
And that is what happens when you have green pigment, which we can't see it.
I
But,
wish you could see this because this leaf is so cool.
well, you can kind of see there's a line right here.
Yeah, like half and half. The leaf is
Yeah.
half and half.
Listen, everybody has seen a green leaf, okay?
Yes.
So we'll talk about the brown part of this later, but imagine in your mind a green leaf. That's chlorophyll. That is a green pigment that helps with photosynthesis. So that green pigment is absorbing certain light rays, certain colors, and it's reflecting back colors that we see. So the blues and the yellows, and then that is also the leaf is helping absorb carbon dioxide into the leaf as well.
Yeah.
And then the moisture in the leaf all creates this perfect recipe for creating sugars, and that's what the plant is using to feed itself. So it's producing its own food.
Okay.
So
through the
that's
leaves.
Through the leaves. Yep. So they have to be green in order to get the right sunlight.
So that's why leaves are green is to absorb the right amount of sunlight into
Yeah.
the plant, or
Yep.
so that that can feed the rest of the plant. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure I learned all of this in like 7th grade biology, but it's like so fun to go back and like learn again.
Yes.
And this is your life. How fun!
It is my life. So
Leaves are life.
leaves are life. They literally are. So that the sunlight, the moisture, the nutrients, the carbon dioxide all equals sugar for the plant. And then what the plant gives off as a byproduct from that photosynthesizing process is oxygen.
Which we kind of need.
We need plants to give us nice fresh air.
Yes. So that we can exist. Yes. That's kind of important. Yes.
Yeah, so it's nice because they give off oxygen and we give off carbon dioxide. So we're just like a match made in heaven.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this is why we need trees. I mean, we need plants out there. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, trees are really big plants that often produce a lot more oxygen. They also will give off some moisture too, so that's why it's maybe a little bit more humid in a forest versus out in the open.
Oh.
So there's other byproducts, but the big one that a lot of people talk about is the oxygen because it's
Well, let me ask you this. This is Jen thinking deep. You know, you get into like the big cities that become concrete jungles. So how is there still oxygen there? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
or can we breathe better here where we live because there's trees everywhere? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
How does that work?
It's definitely fresher air out where there are more plants.
Yeah.
In cities where there's not as many plants, you know, the air is constantly circulating through
Sure.
that space. And we don't give off 100% carbon dioxide. We exhale a certain percentage of oxygen, too.
Okay.
So it's not like, you know, after everybody breathes, we have
If everyone
none
breathed
left.
at one time, we would all
Right.
suffocate.
It's all gone. So, but yeah, you do get, you know, a lot of fresher air out where there are plants. And that's why, you know, we have nice garden areas and we have the arboretums. And so you have that space to provide that nature in those places that don't have as much. That's the benefit of having them in those places.
And that's why people, I think, are drawn to nature
Yes.
because it's good for us.
Yes. That I have a term for you for that.
Oh,
It's called biophilia.
that sounds
Biophilia.
it sounds like a good disease.
It is. It just means that Bio is life or life forms, and
Okay.
philia is like loving something. So we as humans are always drawn to other life forms. So that's why there are people that have pets or people that have plants. We like having that. A lot of us like having that close
Yeah.
to us.
Because it's other
take
life
it into
around.
our home. Yeah. Or we have a garden to tend to.
What's the term for someone that really likes plants but kills them all?
Live.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't kill all plants, but yeah, I'm not necessarily. But I do keep my dogs alive very well.
That's good.
Yeah.
That counts.
So yeah,
That counts.
maybe not the plants, but the dogs. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so we just, as humans, we have a draw to those kinds of places oftentimes. It's just natural for us.
It makes sense, and that's. There's all kind of, obviously there's the physical part of needing to breathe and all of that, but then there's, the mental part of it as well, which it makes you happy
Yeah. Yes, it does.
or calms.
Yeah, and sometimes we need help practicing that.
Yeah.
Because, when you were talking about your story as a brownie, like you would have walked right by those flowers.
Oh.
Not just thinking about what is this flower and identifying it, but just knowing its job in the ecosystem, knowing that it exists, just paying attention to the colors and the textures and the shapes of it, and not getting bogged down by identification. A lot of people, they want to know, what is that, and then move on. And I like to bring in like the whole picture part of it.
Yeah.
So, and speaking of emotional time in nature and it benefiting us mentally, our fall hike this Saturday.
Yes.
I mentioned that it starts at 10. If you come a little bit early at 9:30, my naturalist aide Nicole, she's a forest therapy guide, and she will be just doing
Love
a little
that.
guided meditation, just a really short little practice before our hike, and then you can take those techniques that she did with you through the hike if you want, or practice them on your own. So if you want that little piece of mental health out in nature, you can get that this Saturday at 9:30 with
I
Nicole.
love that.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have to do intentional things to learn to relax or to chill out, or to slow down.
Yeah. You have to intentionally set aside that time for yourself.
Which seems counterproductive, but it is true.
Yeah, it definitely is. So that's why we kind of sandwiched it right on
Love
the
it.
front of this hike.
Yeah.
In the hopes that maybe some people will just leave a little extra early, and then you can get that little relaxation time. So,
And so why are humans drawn to, like you were talking about, the trail goes around the lake, and I assume that we are drawn to water and fire and things like that. I mean, let's just be honest. What is so relaxing about sitting and watching a fire? Why is that? Why? I mean, it's just more of what you're talking about, the leaves, and it's just part of us?
I don't know the answer to that one.
But it's true.
It's very relaxing. I think perhaps it's like a mesmerizing sort of continuous flow of either the waves or the flames.
I mean, who doesn't like to sit and watch the waves come, like the ocean, and listen to it, and the crackling of a fire? I mean, it's just,
Yeah,
it's weird that
It's
we're
like
all
a-
so drawn to it.
like a white noise kind of thing, but
Maybe, yeah.
just a natural noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we, have our little phone apps that are waves and things like that to sleep to. It's relaxing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. Shall we talk about more colors of leaves?
Let's do it. I love that.
Okay, so there's a quiz at the end.
Uh-oh.
So we already talked about green. Green is chlorophyll. We see that throughout the growing season, and we see it in the wintertime too. There are some plants that photosynthesize through the winter, like our conifers, the cone-bearing plants like our pine trees. We have some ferns that are evergreen through the winter time.
Oh, okay.
So then we have some other colors, and I'll just kind of go down through the rainbow, I guess.
Yeah.
So we have this kind of red leaf here. This is a flowering dogwood. I talked about identifying things and getting hung up on them, but people like to know that. So dogwoods, sassafras, poison ivy, those are all leaves that can turn a nice bright red in the fall. And this
Maybe don't
pigment,
pick the poison ivy one.
no, definitely don't. Be very careful. But this red pigment is called anthocyanin. Anthocyanin. I wish I could say at the bottom of your screen, the word pop up, but you don't have to do that.
You're not going to quiz me about that word, are you?
No. So anthocyanins are they're a little fickle in the fall. They do have to do with moisture levels. So when we have a little bit more moisture that kind of pulls out of the leaves a little slower, we get those cool, crisp nights. We get the really sunny, warm days, kind of like what we've been having.
Yeah.
You get more of this anthocyanin starting to be produced. It is a water-soluble pigment, so it does not hang out in the leaf until this time of year when it gets produced.
Okay.
So some of these other colors I'm going to talk about, they're in the leaves all growing season. We just don't see them because chlorophyll is just so...
The green is...
It just, it blocks all the other colors out.
I gotcha.
So anthocyanin, it only gets produced this time of year, and it's responsible for the red, like in this one, but also if you see purple sometimes in leaves, like dogwoods can get a little purple, sweet gum can get a little purple color to them. That's
Same thing?
Same thing.
Okay.
Same kind of pigment.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's our reds. And then we don't have a ton of orange in the park this season. So this was one from my
It's so
house.
pretty.
This is a sugar maple. And orange pigment in leaves is persistent through the year, and it's called carotenoid or carotenoid.
Oh my.
Okay, so this is, it sounds hard, but carrot.
We can
Carrot
remember
is
carrot.
orange.
Yes.
Carotenoid is the orangey pigment. So in this one, if you look at this one really close, each cell is kind of doing its own thing. So there's little patches of brown, there's little patches of green.
Yes.
There's also little patches of orange too.
It is so cool.
It's like a mosaic.
I don't know if it'll show up in front. Let's see if it shows up in front of the camera.
Let's do it.
Because it is like a yeah, you can totally see that.
Yay.
Look at that.
Yeah.
How cool.
So what?
Thanks, Adrian.
What is happening in fall is that, like I said, the light is triggering the trees and other plants to start reabsorbing moisture and nutrients out of the leaves and stop photosynthesis up there. That these leaves on deciduous plants, deciduous means they just are dropping them, they're losing them every year. They are, like I said before, a liability. This type of leaf, these are all going to freeze. And that is kind of like a wound, if you will, unless they suck all the stuff out of it and then they drop it themselves. So you get a scar where the leaf had attached, and then all of that gets absorbed down into the root system, a lot of it, and then we wait until spring and it starts flowing back up into the tree and popping out all those leaves and flowers. So, so that's why you see, each individual cell is kind of starting to suck away at different rates sometimes. And this leaf...
so how did that leaf get how it is?
I don't know.
I wish you all could see it. It's really cool.
It's half brown, like a dark brown, and then half green. This is actually bright green here, this lighter brown on your screen.
Yeah.
And So it just must have absorbed the nutrients a little faster on this side than it did on this other side. I don't know that there's a real rhyme or reason to that,
Yeah.
like which cells are a little more open and which ones are a little more closed off. But you do get some really interesting patterns.
I'll bet.
Yeah. So it's fun to go on walks and just, look
Yeah.
at the ground, and you'll get these really beautiful leaves and kind of odd leaves like this too that just have those fun patterns.
That's why you should come to Kaylin's Walk on Saturday, because you can help people see things like that we may not see otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we do an unofficial leaf contest, like the prettiest leaf, the biggest leaf, the ugliest leaf, unique leaf.
Okay.
So as you're walking, we decide on the categories, and you can pick up a leaf
that.
and we judge them at the end. And it's fun to see, all the leaves on the ground together, what got picked.
Beauty is in the eye of the leaf holder.
Yeah. Yep, it definitely is. So we have chlorophyll. We have anthocyanin, that's red. We have carotenoid or carotenoid. And then our last one, second to last one, we have two more. We have a yellow. Ooh, this is looking kind of orange on the
Oh,
screen.
it does. Yeah. It's actually bright yellow.
Yeah, well,
not bright, but
it's pretty bright. There is some green in there. That's probably why it's looking funky. But again, yellow leaves. A lot of people have seen yellow leaves. So
I feel like that's what you see the most of.
definitely, it's very, very common. So this is a shagbark hickory leaf. Oh, this is sugar maple. Sorry.
Is sugar maple what they make maple syrup out of?
Yes.
Okay.
You can tap other trees and you can reduce that sap down and get something sweet, but sugar maples are known for that because they have a higher sugar content in their sap than a lot of other trees.
Okay.
So that's why it's just more bang for your buck.
Gotcha.
But you could tap a hickory tree or a walnut tree or a birch tree, and you just have to reduce it down a
Gotcha.
lot more. So this is a shagbark hickory. We've lost one leaflet here. This is actually one big leaf. This is one leaf, not a whole bunch of leaves. So there would have been a bud down here for next year's growth at the base of the leaf. And leaves that are made up of lots of little leaflets like this, they're called compound leaves. So compound leaves, you just get a bunch of little leaflets. So the hickory trees, walnut trees, black locust trees,
Who knew?
all of those are compound. In contrast, something like our maple leaf here, this is a simple leaf. This is it. This is just one
Leaf.
just one leaf. So our hickory trees, they are very consistently yellow, and they have xanthophyll pigment. That is a type of carotenoid, but
Okay.
it's yellow.
Gotcha.
It's just yellow. So our
Which is what
hickories-
you see the most of, I
Yeah.
feel like.
Yeah, we have a lot of hickories around. Walnut trees will also be a yellow color. Tulip poplar is consistently yellow. So the xanthophyll, which is spelled with an X, xanthophyll, in case you want to Google that, that is persistent through the whole growing season. But again, like the orange one, it is just masked by all that chlorophyll.
Gotcha. So
So-
the green takes over.
Yes, the green is taking over. It's absorbing different light wavelengths than the yellow and the orange. They're absorbing other light wavelengths, and so it's getting all of the light that it needs to using those
Okay.
different pigments.
And then, so when you see these colors, it's because the chlorophyll is going away.
Yep, chlorophyll is disappearing first, and then these other pigments, they might end up falling off the tree being that color, and they're just kind of the last ones to go.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right, we have one more color.
Okay.
Back to this funky oak leaf.
Oh!
So this is a red oak. If you were to see it up close, it would have very pointy ends. Bristle tips is what we call them. So that is indicative of the red oak group. But this sort of tan brown color is what we were going to talk about today.
Kind of just looks dead.
It just looks dead.
Yeah.
Oak trees have this color. Sycamore trees have this color. This tan color is called tannin.
So well, that's easy. You're saying that because I'm looking at that thinking that leaf is just dead, but that's actually a color.
Yeah, it's not a photosynthesizing color, so it doesn't help the leaf do anything. It just is a pigment that is persistent through the growing season, but once that chlorophyll disappears, we have a lot of that left. Pungent flavor in acorns and some other nuts. So it's, I was talking about this yesterday with some people. You can eat acorns. You can look up that process, but you want to get rid of a lot of that tannin because it dries your mouth out.
Gotcha.
It's not great. So the same pigment in the leaf is the same chemical in the nuts as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll pass on the acorns. Seems like a lot of work.
Well, if you come to Roar Day, which is our fall festival next Saturday, the 25th, I'm making acorn bread.
Okay, now I would definitely think that would be good. Or I would try it for sure.
Yeah, I'm saying it on air so that it actually gets done. I'm
You
putting
heard it
pressure
here
on
first.
myself. So you can make all sorts of yummy things with wild foods, and acorns
Sure.
is something that you can leach out the tannin. You can dry, crumble, make into a flour, and I've done acorn bread before. So I have the acorns ready to go. And I'm going to have some other fun wild edible stuff as well.
Love that.
Like pawpaw bread.
Pawpaw.
We didn't get to talk about pawpaw. I wasn't here during that time, I don't think.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
We have pawpaw beer, the brewery.
Perfect.
For the Pawpaw Festival. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
It's always a big hit.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Pawpaws are, we could do a whole show on pawpaws because a lot of people don't even know what they are.
no. Nope. They're tasty.
They are.
Okay,
Just
so
hard to process. And they have a face only their mother would love.
yeah, they're kind of like
They're kind of homely looking little things.
you wouldn't probably pick it up off the ground in the forest and say, "This looks like I could eat it."
Yeah. What a beautiful thing that I'm holding. Yeah, no. Not so much.
When it's ripe, at least. When it's ripe. Okay, are you ready for your quiz?
Okay.
Okay, we'll start easy. What's the green one?
Chlorophyll.
Okay, we'll stick with this one. What's
Tannin.
Yes.
I got that one.
Very good. What is the red one? This is a tricky one.
I have no idea. That was one of those words that I couldn't pronounce.
Anthocyanin.
Anthocyanin.
Yep. Okay, the orange one.
I know that one because it's carotenoid.
Yes. Last one, the yellow one.
I don't know.
Xanthophyll.
Xanthophyll, yeah.
I know. There's
Was
not a
it-
really good way to remember that one.
Yeah, it's easy when you have like the tannin and the like tan carrot.
Yep. Some of them are easy. Shall we get out our guest?
I think we shall because we do have a special guest here today.
Yeah, so these leaves are falling off the trees. That's signaling winter is coming. So we've talked a lot about what the trees and the plants are doing to prepare for winter. And I thought I would bring one of my coworkers and talk about what they are doing to prepare for the winter time.
It's not a snake, thank God.
I thought about bringing the snake, but I thought
we're
well,
good.
That's something that I need to tell you is going to happen so you can mentally prepare for
Yeah,
it.
probably. It was like when they brought in the clowns the other day, the spooky clowns. Hi, buddy.
So this
Hi,
is
sweetheart.
our eastern box turtle. He's got a little dirt on him there.
That's okay.
So
Look at him. Is it a boy?
It's a boy. Yep. We can talk a little bit about what makes him a boy, or what makes him probably a boy. But
Probably a boy.
probably, yeah. So our eastern box turtles, before we get to that,
Yeah.
they are called box turtles because when turtles get scared, what do?
They go in their shell.
They pull their body into their shell, but
Excuse me.
there are only 2 species of turtle in Ohio that can close their shell up behind them. So if you look,
Oh, wait. Okay. I guess I didn't realize that.
this little line right here is a hinge, like a door.
Okay, that's cool.
And if I push on it a little bit, he is not afraid. I use him all the time for programs, so he's like, I'm ready to go.
A typical turtle would immediately go into its shell. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But he's like, I love my Kaylin. She's my friend.
He's like, exercise time. So if I push on that plastron, that front part of the plastron, the bottom part of the shell, you can imagine that it would close up very tightly after he pulled his head and his arms all the way in. And likewise on the backside, that can get closed up very tightly as well once he pulls his back legs and his tail in there.
That is incredible.
Yeah. So they box themselves in. That's why
Yeah.
they're called a box turtle.
Not because they want to live in a box.
No.
Because they don't.
Yeah, they do not like to do that.
Yeah, and he's ready to go. He's like,
He's ready. He's looking around like, what's that? So our eastern box turtles are a species of concern in Ohio. And we were talking about saving turtles on the road. That's one reason. We have so many roads now that it's hard for them to navigate in their home range without having to cross a road.
let's be honest, they don't move the fastest. So
Not particularly fast. So sometimes they'll get hit. Quite a while ago, people didn't understand sort of the lifespan and what it took to take care of turtles. So they might move them around. They might keep them as a pet. And again, we didn't know back then when a lot of us were kids, that really wasn't the safest and healthiest thing for the turtle. So that did aid in decline as well. So so these are, their populations are dropping a little bit. So we definitely don't, if we see one, we definitely don't want to take it home. If we see
is
one
that even legal?
It is not legal.
Okay,
in fact.
let's get that out there.
Yeah, we should not take one home. It's not legal. And really, besides it not being legal, it's not healthy for the turtle.
Right. He should be out in the world doing turtle things.
Mm-hmm.
What is the point of a turtle? Like, what do they do?
So they are really
Other
good
than
at
being super cute.
They're super cute. Seed dispersal.
Hi, sweetheart.
They eat a lot of insects. They eat a lot of fruits that are close to the ground. Of course, they can't climb. That would be even more adorable. But
little turtle in a tree.
yes, they'll eat berries and things that are on the ground. So some insect control, seed dispersal, and then they are also food for other animals. Most of the time, they are predated on in their nest. So a female will lay eggs, bury them in the ground or like a soft stump of wood or something like that. And so that is a really high protein snack for a lot of creatures that might find it.
I see. Kind of like what you think of as the sea turtles, where they come in, they bury in the sand, and
Yeah.
But we try to protect them.
Yeah, absolutely.
You are adorable. What is his name? Turtle?
I don't know if I should say, because I don't typically tell people, but this is an exclusive.
Okay.
His secret name is Sean.
Sean. Welcome, Sean, to the show.
Yes. For programs, I normally just say box turtle because I want you to remember what the animal actually is.
Yes.
Box turtle, eastern box turtle.
Hi, Sean.
But he's one of my only animals that does have like a pet name. Not that he's a pet. He's not a pet. He's a coworker. So
He is a coworker, and you are allowed to have him because
we do have permits.
He works. Like
He does work.
He's
Yeah. And actually, let's talk a little bit more about that. The reason that I have him is because someone before me had him and did not have the proper permits to have a native turtle.
I gotcha.
So there are instances like educators for education purposes that you can have native animals like our box turtle, or rehab facilities if the turtle gets hurt. You know, there are places and circumstances that's legal and fine.
What
if
do you
have the
do if
permits.
you find like a turtle out that is injured or something like that?
That is really tricky for us in Southeast Ohio because we don't have any rehab facilities right now that take a lot of animals like our turtles.
Okay.
There are other rehab facilities in other parts of the state.
I
So
gotcha.
if you're willing to drive a little bit, you can maybe take an animal to those.
Okay.
What I always recommend is people call 1-800-WILDLIFE, and our Division of Wildlife can help them kind of piece through the information and decide if it's best to just leave that animal alone,
Sure.
or maybe we can actually help it and take it to a rehab facility.
Because a lot of times, I mean, nature is an incredible thing. A lot of times, I'm sure that they can heal on their own, just
Yeah.
as we humans can.
Yep, exactly. So instead of disturbing them entirely and taking them away and then they're
Stressing them out,
yeah,
yeah.
super stressed.
His little feet and legs are so cute. He just chills.
He
chilling.
loves
you.
He's chilling. Yeah. You're welcome to touch him. You can.
Oh, yeah,
Here,
would
just hold
love
him like
to.
a sandwich. There you go. Like a big.
Now,
burger.
is it really? No, see, he doesn't. He's. Oh yeah, he's a squirmy little booger. Mm-hmm. So, how long does a box turtle live, typically?
They
speaking?
live forever. So 80 to 100 years is very doable for this species.
Really?
Which is another reason why I never recommend turtles as pets, because they're very picky about their light, the heat, their food,
Hi, buddy.
and they live forever, and they're very dirty, especially your aquatic ones. Why is my phone keep ringing? I have it on silent. I apologize.
You're fine.
So yeah, I never recommend turtles or tortoises. This is actually a tortoise because he lives on land,
Okay.
as pets because of just the
Hi, sweetie.
needs of that animal.
I'll
So
give him back to you so I don't do something stupid with him. So is it true about like if do they bite you? Like, you know, you hear that they latch on and you can't get them to let go, like all those wives' tales. Is that true?
So oftentimes when people are talking about that, they're talking about snapping turtles. And that
Aha.
they have a really good bite force. It's very strong.
Okay.
And they absolutely could hold on to something very tightly for a long time.
So you don't want to stick your finger near a snapping turtle.
No, definitely not.
Those are the ones you find in like the ponds, and I've seen them, and they're big, right?
They can be very big.
I've seen them crawling around our pond.
Yeah. They're aquatic
Like-
species, so they like to stay in the water, right around the water. In the early part of summer, you'll see them sort of wandering around. They're looking for mates and they're looking for places to lay their eggs.
Okay.
Because all turtles will lay their eggs on land somewhere.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, most of the time the snapping turtles are near the water. So.
Very good. Well, it is
Yeah.
so nice to meet you. You are so cute.
So we do programs with our turtles every Thursday afternoon. So this afternoon, when I go back to the nature center, I think at 1 o'clock we'll do turtle time. So we'll get to. I'll talk more about the care that we provide for our box turtles, and feed him some lunch, give him a little scrub on his shell because he loves to soak in his water dish, and then it kind of just builds up on his shell. So we give him a little bath, and then
A turtle bath.
yes,
I love it.
and if it warms up a little bit more, then we let him exercise around outside because there's lots of space, lots of good sunshine outside. We can't do that when it's cold out because rapid drop in temperature is not good for him. But
Gotcha.
But yeah, we'll do our turtle time this afternoon.
So how do you know, back to knowing that Sean's probably a boy?
Oh yeah.
How do you sex the turtle?
How do you sex the turtle? So there's a list of characteristics that we can look at, and not all males display all male characteristics. Sometimes there's female characteristics and male characteristics in the same turtle. But a handful of them that I look at are, starting at the head, if you have red eyes in a box turtle, which his are kind of red, they're a little pink, if you will. Red eyes indicate male, yellow eyes typically indicate female.
Okay.
So we'll do a little check mark for the male category.
He's definitely more red.
He's more red.
Yeah.
On the plastron, so we were talking about this hinge up here. There's actually a dent. It kind of is concave right here. You can see that. That's a male characteristic.
Okay.
And we're going to get a little explicit on morning television, but that little dent right there helps him during mating. So he can kind of balance on top of her shell.
I got you. Okay.
So
That makes
he's
sense.
not slipping and sliding up there.
You go, buddy.
So, oops, he's going to pee a little bit.
Oh, God.
Here, just pee on me.
He did pee on you.
There's been worse. Okay. Hold on a second. Potty break.
Well, that's a lot of pee for a little turtle.
Yeah. Are you done? Probably not.
You want to go get paper towels?
I've been peed on by a lot of animals, and I've been pooped on by a lot of animals. I think you're going to do it again. So we'll hang you out over here. Thank y'all. He didn't like me talking about his
Yeah.
body, I guess.
You made him really, really uncomfortable and nervous.
Sorry, Sean.
Poor buddy.
There you go. All right, so we talked about the concavity of the plastron. On the top side of the shell, that's called our carapace. And it kind of flares out, kind of goes horizontal towards the back here, like this area. So if it flares out, that is usually a male characteristic.
Okay.
The females are, just keeps curving down a little more than out.
Okay.
And then another characteristic is, and now that he's peed on me, we know where that came from. There's a cloaca, the common hole where everything comes out.
Okay.
Poopy eggs.
There we go again. I can't even. This is great.
It's just part of my job.
Do you have extra pants at work?
Shall I stand and show them?
Yeah, I think so. That's a lot.
He got me.
Sean.
He got me twice.
Evidently, he does not like you talking about his personal, private.
I get it. We've done it
Situation.
many times, though, and he's never had a problem. It's on TV.
It's just, TV.
He's a little nervous.
He's a little nervous.
So I'll try and talk about that again real quick. But that opening, the cloaca, if it's positioned further out towards the end of the tail, that means it's a male.
Okay.
Because he can, for mating purposes, he can move that around. He gets a longer reach if it's on the outside of the tail. And if it's closer in towards the body, it's a female. So that's the
Heard.
That's that.
Yeah, thanks, bud.
I got through that.
I will say I've been doing this show a long time, and other than Pete the chicken pooping on the poor 4-H'er, this is the first.
Well, I'm glad to check that off.
Yeah, thanks,
your list
Kaylin. You're
there.
a pal.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, Sean.
We're gonna put him back. I don't think he's probably gonna pee anymore, but you never know.
Who knew that a turtle had that much pee in him?
Right. So that's our that's our box turtle. Very memorable experience. I mentioned that I wanted to talk a little bit about what he's doing during this season.
Yeah.
So turtles are cold-blooded animals. So that means their internal body temperature matches the air temperature around them, the ambient temperature. So as we get those colder nights, colder days, their body is going to start to slow down all their physiological functions, and that means that they need to find a place to kind of regulate it at a cooler temperature. They don't want to freeze into a solid rock. Not a lot of creatures can do that. So what our box turtles are going to be doing is they're going to start to bury themselves down under all those leaves that are falling off the trees. They're going to bury down into the ground. They're going to find some soft dirt, hopefully, and kind of hide themselves. So they have a little bit of that blanket with the leaves and the dirt, and that's going to help to regulate the temperature and keep the freezing temperatures of the bitter cold winter off of them.
Do they stay there? Do they stay put?
They'll stay put all winter long.
Oh, okay.
And then when we
That
start...
seems boring.
Yeah, well, it's like a nice long nap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like they hibernate.
It's exactly like they hibernate.
Okay.
Except when we're talking about cold-blooded animals, we call it brumate.
You're going to quiz me on that too, aren't you?
That's the only word.
Okay, brumate.
It's not like a whole series of hard
Of leaf
statements.
terms.
Yeah, brumate. Brumation is the reptile equivalent of hibernation.
Okay.
So he'll not go through full brumation because he's in the nature center, but he does slow down a little bit. He doesn't eat quite as much in the wintertime, even though we
Gotcha.
offer regularly.
Do you give him a space to like bury down in, or does he just stay in the same space?
His enclosure it has a couple inches of substrate, so sometimes he'll kind of bury down in there, and I'll give him some extra through the season to kind of blanket him a little bit. And he has a darker corner of his enclosure that he likes to hang out in. So this morning I caught him taking a bath, so we had to get him out of his water bowl. But he has all the stuff that he needs in his enclosure, including sort of that darker, cooler corner that would be normal, close to normal for him in the wild.
Okay. That is so fun and cool.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Well, we have a couple of minutes left, and I did want to make sure that you plug, your couple of events that you do have coming up. So let's do that.
Yeah. So we already talked about our annual fall hike that's coming up this Saturday at 10 a.m. at the Shelter House. 9:30 if you want to do a little guided meditation.
So is the shelter house like where the lake is, or?
It's right on the edge of the lake.
Okay.
And it is
Can you see it from the road?
Not really right now.
Okay.
But if you follow signs for our beach area and then just
Okay.
drive past the beach, then you'll see.
There you go.
You'll see the shelter house and some parking near it. So that's coming up this Saturday. And then next Saturday, the 25th, that is our annual Roar Day. Roar stands for Rural Ohio Appalachia Revisited.
Woohoo!
And that has been happening for quite some time, I think over 20 years. And that is just a fall celebration, a celebration festival of the season, and we'll have some vendors that are displaying wares and crafts.
Oh, fun.
Some of them will be actively doing the craft or those skill sets like blacksmith and flint knapper.
Fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
We have new this year, we have Division of Wildlife is going to have their BB gun trailer, so you get to shoot BB guns.
Sweet.
And we have a woman, one of my friends, that's going to be doing cast iron cooking. And we have someone that creates quill pens, so like big feather
Neat,
pens.
yes.
And you can write with those. All those three things are going to be at the Hope Schoolhouse, which is very close to the park, just a different entrance than the lodge. Now the lodge is going to have most of our crafts and our vendors. We have all sorts of new vendors this year. So definitely come and check out what's going on at the lodge. There's people outside, there's people inside, there's people downstairs.
It is so cool up there.
Yes.
It's worth just going just to look at the surroundings, let alone
Yeah.
having all that going on.
And also lunch.
Yeah. That's good.
And then at the Nature Center, we have hay rides, horse-drawn hay rides, pumpkin carving, trick-or-treat, costume contest, wild edibles. We're going to be talking about our snakes and feeding them, just all sorts of stuff.
Can't wait.
Yeah, check out the information on Facebook, or you can Google Lake Hope State Park and make sure it is the ohiodnr.gov page. That'll have the most accurate information on it. So
Okay.
Lots
Very
going
good.
on.
You do have a lot going on. And again, please just take the opportunity this fall to go to some of our state parks and local beautiful places. I mean, we live right in the midst of it, and we should celebrate it. Mm-hmm. People travel from all over the world to come here.
yeah, it's true. It's very true.
Yep, absolutely. All right, well, Kaylin, thank you so much. I hope you dry out.
It'll be fine.
Yes, turtles pee, just to let you know.
They do.
They do. So, all right. Well, thank you for stopping by. This has been so fun today. And don't forget about the Upstairs Uptown program going on tonight in downtown Jackson. You can sign up for that today at the Lillian Jones Museum, or tonight right before the walk at 6 Cents. So stop by either place and then see some of the really cool downtown buildings, the upstairs of them. Be nosy. It's your one day to do that. Yes. Yep. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we will be back here in the morning. We hope that you've enjoyed our show, and we will see you back here on Friday. So have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye, everyone.